Hey, yo, welcome back to another Punk Perspective. We're going through the Punk-O-Rama Volume 3, Mike's first Punk-O-Rama and the first one I bought, my first one was Punk-O-Rama 5, and I bought this one like 2 weeks within each other, and this is like really started leading me down the route of my full punk journey and the greatest, music that I never got away from and I'm obsessed with and I'm still talking about here, like, 30 years fucking later. And the next one we just talked about was actually You, Bad Religion, kind of going through the tracks, and we hit Ordinary Fight by I Against I. And when I would hear the song, it was like a placement in the comp to where I would kind of it was like really good songs. There was like Million Call, Losing Must, Bad Religion, You, then this song, and it was just a little bit shorter song. It was really, really fucking fun. It's kind of short. And it was one for me that I remember I couldn't really make out all the words he was saying, but it was a very therapeutic song. It's like I remember like pogoing to myself in my fucking room when I was like basically wanting to have like a tantrum, like just fucking need like super pissed off, angry. And because I remember the lyrics and there was like, this is not going to be an ordinary fight. Something about Nazis, like oppression. Like I felt like, yeah, this one's gonna be fucking like there's something bigger here than what they're fucking thinking. I think in the you kind of hear it too, like at the end of the song too. I'm not gonna be all right, or you keep telling me everything's gonna be like it's like it was like definitely like a fucking like therapeutic song, and it was very fast. It was a fighting song, like to where I could get like a lot of like fucking emotion out in it. And there's like even that like little bass, like little breakdown, whatever that is, where it's just like dun, 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 fucking part. It's probably the best part of the whole fucking song. And so I'll be honest with you too. I'm not gonna read the lyrics for the first time until now because back when I had this thing, it was much harder to like find out about shit. And so I never really read the lyrics and I could never find anything on I Against I. When I would search it on Napster or whatever, couldn't find it. I would go to my record shops and never had it there. And then there was just so many bands that it was very easy to like, oh, I'll get Millencolin. And I had found these routes to where, um, so what would you do you remember hearing this song? I guess what comes to you?
Yeah, I really like this song. I thought it was like a banger. I don't know. That's what the kids say nowadays, but
Yeah.
it was just
Lit.
very fast and very aggressive, very political. And he was saying that I'm not gonna believe you keep telling me I'm blind, as if like the way I'm viewing the world is not the way you want me to view the world. And that was he was is just we're like he's saying, you're going to fight against suppressors, the Nazis. I'm not all right. I'm not going to be all right. You keep telling me that I'll be all right, and I'm not viewing the world the way you should be. That the way you want me to view the world is the way I interpreted the song.
100%. So let me read the lyrics too, because I remember that part coming out, and exactly like that was one of the things to where I mean it was just maybe part of that coming to age fucking thing, but there were so many times around, or I remember around that time too, that really sort of like hitting me in my core about justice and shit. To like, how dare you tell me my point of view on something is altered, is foggy, it's wrong. You shouldn't look at it that way. And one was like, oh, the cops are always the good guys. My fucking why I bring that up. My dad was always in and out of prison, so maybe I had a bad, view from the get-go. But what bothered me was, oh, you can never fucking tell lies. You gotta, oh, truth will set you free, blah, blah. You can't do that. But then my dad got like busted by the sting operation. He was fucking, guilty. He shouldn't have done it. 100%. But I remember as a kid, I was like, why are the cops lying? Well, it's okay for them to lie if it means you can get the bad guy. And it's like, no, like, why? To me, in my head, I was like, that's like two wrongs make a right and shit like this. And then they would just tell me my point of views. You're wrong. Like, fucking just like, you could probably have had like a more in depth conversation. Maybe I would have gotten more into it, but that just shut me the fuck off too. Like, there's so many. And then you find out, not only when I go to like these court cases and stuff, you see that the lawyers fucking lie. The judges will just like not let things be fucking said. There's so much oppression on how they just push things through. Every fucking little like thing you want to motion or whatever in court, it costs money, money, money. It's a fucking big joke. And where are the punchlines is what it felt like, man. And so again with the song where it's like this is not an ordinary. It's something that's gonna. It's not my fucking normal scrap with my fucking friend where we're just like where the fight starts off a little serious, and as you keep fighting, you start laughing at it. Like there's like so many of those fights that I mean I had growing up, at least. I don't know about you, to where like the fight ends with us just kind of like laughing. I don't know. And there's not real fight, but then this song was like a real fight though. Like it was like not gonna be an ordinary like little fight like that. So let's read these fucking lyrics because I don't know. This will be the first time I ever read um the lyrics because I really I would only hear certain things on it. So okay, here we go. You'd think we might have learned from the problems that occurred, but it seems I'm truly wrong there. The war was useless, but what did it teach us? You use violence and hatred again. They say it's just for a little influence, but I can see it's here for acceptance. They say it's all for the cause of our society, and they may think so, but don't tell it to me. You have to do something that just doesn't feel all right. We have to use violence, but not of a common kind. These Nazis around us keep acting as if they're blind. It's not an ordinary fight. Discriminating acts keep hunting through my brain, but I know we are all one and the same. So what if there's a difference between the color of our skin? That doesn't mean we're living with a sin. But you keep telling me I'm blind. I think your brain is a bit behind because I can't believe it when you're telling me that I'm blind. I won't support an ordinary fight. I don't I seems like something I probably like should have researched and got. Like, there's probably tons of layered fucking shit there,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
And as I'm reading, I'm thinking of stuff too. I was like, that makes sense. This is like, what a fucking band, man. Like, well, what a song. Maybe they're like a punk rock one hit wonder. I mean, I know a few other
I
other
couldn't
songs,
find
but
their album anywhere. I went to my local record store and I just couldn't find it. And it was a really good song. It was like, if I don't know, it's hard for me to say I have like a top three on an album or top five because I really liked it. But this is like, if I were in a band, I would want to play this type of music.
yeah,
It would be that's how much the song influenced me and the way I thought of the world and how it really changed me just by reading this. And it's another punk song that's calling, it's a political punk song that's calling for unity. Again, for like of the common people and what we were doing, the path that we were going down is not the correct path.
this was again, I guess you're right to that staple, even though like sometimes I would skip through it, I wouldn't come back to it, is coming back to like being in that age to where I was okay, I knew punk rock had like a lot of high energy. It spoke to me. And now I'm starting to notice that there's like a lot of intelligence in punk songs. And I think this is definitely one of those like layered songs, but the staple that probably really dove me further into punk because it's just like metal songs, country song, general rock songs were not having these type of fucking lyrics with
Yeah,
that
it's the
kind of
lyrics.
fucking shit. Like
It's
this
the
stuff,
lyrics, yes.
these motherfuckers had something to say and it was fucking meaningful and it was intelligent to where, I mean, like other bands and shit, like, again, I'll just be picking on Godsmack for a minute. Like, it's obviously something like personal, whatever. Do as I told you, stay away. Like I can relate with it. Yeah, I've been angry with someone, man. Like I can relate, but this is like talking about society issues and like how we're being brainwashed into like, kind of think for your fucking self type of thing too, which I at that and at that time too, just again, I was like a loner in high school and I was okay with that. My freshman year, first half freshman year, I got friends, second half but it was like I had to be very selective and it was a good thing because I wasn't gonna sell out to who I was just to, have this like,
That's good.
like friendship
That's
stuff.
a good point.
Yeah, and that's why I felt misfitted, and that's why punk kind of probably called to me. But I knew it was punk started becoming a home, and it had the stuff that I knew that was probably more important, what I cared about, and that's obviously what they had to where all these other fucking people around, especially my school and shit, I was going to just like didn't give a fuck about anything. It was their conversations were boring, man. Like I can talk football and stuff for a little while and everything, but like it seemed like the conversations weren't deep, and I'd like try even hang out with certain people of like, that nothing wrong with it, but there was not a connection there to where it felt felt like it was like hollow or something like that. I don't know, like they weren't deep thinking. They were fucking boring fucking individuals and very obedient. And it's probably because I just had a broken home, dude, and I was the one that was fucked up. They're probably just thinking I'm this wacko, but this music, this was one that it was layered in there because it's like you said, there's just so much fucking, yeah, it's a good song. On to the next song. We done with this one?
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I don't have much to say.
Go do yourself a favor.
I was gonna say too, but then he was also saying that and more of like when I said the call for unity, it was like an anti-racist song too. Like he thinks people of other colors are the same as him. So in society, it's always teaching them that we're all different. But if you're different, you can't come together, and that's the reason they teach you that. That's all I want.
Keep fighting with yourselves. We got to go to the bank. That George Carlin joke.
Yes,
it's a big fucking club, and
You're not in it.
yeah, we're not in the big club, but they're gonna have us keep fighting with us. What's the other joke he has in there too? Okay, I'm not gonna do the joke, but I'm just thinking about how it went because it's very true to how things, especially right now. Upper class gets all the rewards, does none of the work. Middle class gets none of the rewards, does all of the work. The poor are there, scare the shit out of the middle class. That was pretty true. All right, that's all, guys.